What is good, everyone? Happy Monday. Hope you guys are having a great day. It's me, Cam Tendo, your source for most things Nintendo, and today we have so much stuff to talk about. Last weekend was such an amazing weekend for monster catching RPGs, or just RPGs in general, because we got a new SMT game. We got a bunch of Digimon news, not the blowout I was expecting, but very good nonetheless. And then we got Generation 9 of Pokemon. How is this even possible? That I can't compute. So we're just gonna dive right into this. So if you guys are excited, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And yeah, let's just go right into it. Saturday, right? Saturday happened, and that was the Digimon Con, the very first Digimon Con, and it was a very special and emotional event. It was very good. We got a bunch of concerts. We got the announcement of the English dub for Digimon Adventure Remake, like I was expecting. We got some confirmation on merchandise. We had a huge raid blowout with the Vital Bracelet, and we lastly got information about Survive and the story game that was rumored to exist all the way back in, I believe, 2019 or 18. So with Survive, we got a bunch of news. It's gonna be a very dark game. There's gonna be multiple endings. Apparently, there's gonna be a ton of like death and stuff. And they also brought up a bunch of interesting topics. Like, for example, they asked the series, not the series creator, but the creator of the video games, why are the games more adult themed? This question I really love this question. He asked, why are they more adult themed now than they were back then? And he says that when the original games released, they were kind of kid themed then, but their player base was adult themed. So he figured, I feel like if our player base was adults then, they're most likely adults now, so we should grow with our audience. And I love that. I love that they are taking that into consideration, and they're basing their games around their player base. So the story is more mature and more dark, and yet it still fits into the series without disrupting it too much. That's amazing to me. They also brought up some things about Survive again. It's going to be multiple, I already said, multiple endings, really dark stuff. And then they also brought up some stuff about the next Digimon story game. And they said that the next Digimon story game is still in development, and that it's gonna be focused around the Olympus 12, which, if you guys don't know, the Olympus 12 is like this cool faction of Digimon that are very separate from the Royal Knights. And I'm very happy because those Digimon have been underutilized. They've appeared in the anime here and there, but their story has never been fleshed out. Like, when they appeared in other media sources, they mostly appear as cameos, not really able to get out their full purpose, So I'm really glad that they get to explore and expand onto their lore and stuff. That makes me so excited. Next up, they talked about the old games getting ports, like the World games. They said they really want to do it, but they don't know the demand is there. So if there's fan demand, they will greatly consider it. They talked about Redigitize Decode getting a port, and they were like, as much as they would love to do that, it's kind of hard to go back to the DS and like bring that back into single screen format for like the Switch and PlayStation and stuff. And to that, I say, the original Redigitize was a PSP game, so I kind of feel like if you can just make it in that format as the PSP Redigitize and just scale it up HD for all these current day platforms, that would be a great port. It doesn't have to be a direct remake, but rather just a remaster made to look just like the PSP version, because I really want to enjoy Mirai's origin story, and I believe her name is Rina with the Vmon. I really want to see both their origin stories, because they do appear in Cyber's Loop, and for those that didn't get to play that game in Japan, non-Japanese speaking audience, they don't know those characters' stories. They don't know those characters as well. So the Japanese audience, they hear that and they see them and they just go, oh, I remember them. But for the English speaking audience, we don't know those characters all that well, especially if you haven't played the game or read the manga. You don't know those characters at all. And I'm just really excited. The Digimon event, we didn't get to Survive release date. I know a lot of people are mad about that, but they said they're almost done, and to me, that's enough. As long as I know that this game isn't dead and that they're taking their sweet time with it, then I'm completely fine with that. I got what I wanted. I wanted a game centered around the Olympus 12 because they're like some of my favorite Digimon, and Survive is happening. it may not be this year, but if they said that it's at its end stages, like most of the issues now are internal issues, so it kind of feels like they're just fine tuning it. And to me, that sounds like early next year or late this year. It really depends, but either way, I'm so excited. The Digimon event was again extremely successful. I can't wait for next year's event because it doesn't seem like it's going to end with this. It feels like a huge blowout to me. I'm glad to see that community's back and thriving and better than ever. And also, I'm really happy for Zeno and Ben Diskin getting the voice tied in Agumon. So yeah, on to the next news. Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet versions. I even said in my Pokemon video with, you know, the whole Friday blowout video I made, I said I did not believe that we were gonna get Gen 9. I thought we were gonna get Legends Arceus DLC, and in a way we did. We got the free content update that I kind of refused to update because I enjoyed the Shiny Hunter method and I don't feel like losing it. I might update it when I want to get the Shiny starters, but for now, nah, it just doesn't seem like it's worth it. But I'm glad we got Legends Arceus DLC. They kind of seem like they're expanding on the story again because it feels like it's leading into something else. I feel like we're still going to get more, you know, Legends Arceus information. Like probably we got a day, it's called Daybreak. So I feel like we should get like sundown or nighttime or something. I don't know. But I feel like we're going to get something else with Legends Arceus in the future. But for now, this feels like a perfect, you know, send off. But even I feel like there's going to be more things going on. But yeah, Scarlet and Violet version. We're going to Spain. That is so, oh, that's amazing. So if you guys don't know, the two regions that I wanted to mostly happen in Gen 9 were gonna either be, my speculation, I was like, I feel like it should either be Spain or Italy, because if you guys don't remember, a few years ago, Masuda and Omori did talk about, I think it was mostly Masuda, but he talked about not wanting but visiting Spain a lot. And I believe that this was back before Gen 8 happened, or before, yeah, it was either before Gen 8. Yeah, it was definitely before Gen 8. He was talking about how he would visit Spain. And a lot of people at the time was like, oh yeah, Spain region, because he's visiting Spain. Like that obviously confirms it, because the inspiration for Black and White was him visiting New York City, and bam, we got Black and White. But he said he was visiting Spain a lot, and we thought we were gonna get a Spain region, and lo and behold, you got the UK, which isn't bad. I love the UK, but I feel like Sword and Shield didn't really do the UK justice, if you ask me. But yeah, this is gonna be a full open world Pokemon game. Now, some people really aren't that hopeful about that. To me personally, Legends Arceus kind of renewed my faith with Game Freak, and I'm just so happy to see that we got Legends Arceus and now we're getting this. And I know some people are kind of like, well, Legends Arceus didn't really get to breathe, and they really can't do this because, you know, it's too soon. Sun and Moon lasted 3 years. X and Y lasted 3 years. Black and White lasted 3 years, technically 4 since it came out in 2010. But either way, Pokemon generations typically have a very, like a 3 to 4 year lifespan. And I get that Legends Arceus it literally just came out like 3 weeks ago. Like, it's still fairly new. At the same time, I feel like that game felt like it was meant to come out. Am I the only one that feels like it was meant to come out in November? But they knew about the fan demand for a remake, so they put together a quick remake, and then they saved their main dish for later because they knew that people weren't gonna receive Legends Arceus well, just being Legends Arceus, when we all kind of felt like we needed that remake treatment. And the remake, it's all right. It's definitely not my favorite. It's kind of the weakest. I put Let's Go above BDSP, and that says a lot. Legends Arceus had its time. Granted, it was a very low time. I feel like it was meant to have more air room. Like, I feel like it was meant to be a November 2021 game, but it's January. And yeah, I do not think that it didn't have its time, because we played it, we love it, and plus they just released Daybreak DLC, so it's obvious that they aren't throwing it under the bus. It's obvious that they gave us free DLC for it. They obviously want us to keep playing the game, because I don't know about you guys, I can't see myself going back to Sword and Shield at all. I feel like my only reason for getting on Sword and Shield now is just to transfer my monster home, and then hopefully have the ability to transfer them to Scarlet and Violet, because if you guys don't know, on the website they did say that Scarlet and Violet it's not gonna have a full national dex, which is expected. I think that's another thing that I'm kind of letting seep in, is that my main issue with Sword and Shield, besides the environment, because it was just open nothing with Pokemon, but my main gripe with Sword and Shield was the dex cut. And I feel like once you move past the dex cut and see what they're trying to offer, like with Legends Arceus, you can get a really good experience. I feel like Sword and Shield kind of gave everybody a sour taste in their mouth, and now none of us can actually enjoy a Pokemon game anymore because we know we won't get that full experience, that full dex experience that we got back in the Sun and Moon. But I feel like if we just let that slip in, and then we'll get new Pokemon and more Pokemon added to the dex later in DLCs. So I feel like if you look past the dex cut and if you try to enjoy the game for what it is, you're gonna get an amazing game. And this is a full open world game, seamless. There won't be any back and forths between like the main hub town like Jubilite Village was in Legends Arceus. You will go into the open route areas. I hope they're still called routes, and you'll just go into the open route areas. Then you can just go into a town back and forth, no loading screen, none of that. That's what they made it seem like from the website. But yeah, also it looks more vibrant. I love the color of this game because as much as I love Legends Arceus art style, it kind of felt really saturated. I feel like they were kind of going for that old Japan paintings type style, which if that's the case, I'll give it that. But I really miss the old colorful world building that Pokemon had. It kind of feels like old time Pokemon didn't really, I'm assuming because it was a more serious time period, they didn't really think of the world through the same lens as Pokemon Civilization does in modern times, so they kind of have to make it feel that way. But I'm glad that the world, like the Legends Arceus world, was really good. So I'm glad that they're taking that and they're putting cities and towers and windmills. The windmills look great. I know there's that one in the background that stuttered, but hey, Chingling stuttered in the Legends Arceus reveal trailer and they fixed him. So game footage not final is something people need to really take into consideration with these trailers. But yeah, I think it looks amazing. The main characters, I do not like them. I'm sorry. I know it's Spain, and I don't think that this is Spain where I feel like our trainers are students. I feel like they're like students and they're going on an adventure for a research project or something. That's just my like hunch. It could obviously, everything could change with the next trailer because I feel like we're going to get a big info up probably at E3 or probably in June like how they did with Sword and Shield, because with Sword and Shield we got the announcement that we didn't get any new information until June of that year, which was, it felt like a hellishly long wait. I feel like we're students, we're going on an adventure, and the moment I get access to a clothes shop in this game, I am changing, because our characters, I don't care if the clothes are version exclusive, our characters have no drip. They have absolutely zero drip. Like I said, the moment I get access to a clothes shop, I am changing those clothes. But yeah, the Pokemon, I love all three of them. The cat has to grow on me. I know everybody kind of has their 2 and 1, like the 2 they love and the 1 they aren't the biggest fan of. But some people love all 3. For me, I love Quaxley. Quaxley is amazing. He gives me like, I don't know if his hair is like a pompadour or whatever, but I love pompadours. Quaxley is amazing to me. Same with Fuecoco. I love Fuecoco so much because you guys don't know, Heart and Gold Soul Silver were my first Pokemon games as a kid, and Totodile really spoke to me. And when I see Fuecoco, I see a fire Totodile, just like when I see Sprigatito, I see a grass Litten, but I don't see it evolving on 4 legs because grass type Pokemon, I know people are stressed out that it's gonna evolve on 2 legs, but if you notice a pattern, most grass type Pokemon typically stay on 4 legs as they evolve. I don't think there's ever been an instance where there's a quadruped grass type Pokemon that evolved into a bipedal Pokemon. I feel like bipedal Pokemon stay bipedal as they evolve as grass types, and same with quadrupeds. Like Bulbasaur stayed quadruped when it became a Venusaur, and Turtwig stayed quadruped when it became Torterra, and same with Chikorita. When it became Meganium, it stayed on 4 legs. I feel like Sprigatito will not become feminine Incineroar because it kind of feels feminine to me. I feel like it's not going to become a feminine, sexy Incineroar like people fear. I feel like it's just going to become a cool, probably grass fairy. It screams grass fairy type when it evolves to me. I feel like it's going to become a grass fairy Lynx Pokemon. I feel like Fuecoco is going to become this cool, awesome, derpy looking, strong, probably fire ground type crocodile. And I feel like Quaxley is going to evolve into a very cool water fighting, probably pirate-like duck or a sailor captain duck. I really hope he becomes a pirate, because I feel like a pirate duck would be so cool as a Pokemon. We already got the Mafia Honchkrow. I feel like a a fighting water duck Pokemon would be so cool. And the names, I'm so glad we're back to colors. We haven't had a color game since Black and White, which I saw some people think that this might be another soft reboot, which it kind of feels like it, because Black and White was a huge turning point in the series. You can technically say X and Y was that turning point, but Black and White kind of felt like that it was the send off from 2D to 3D, and it was an amazing send off from 2D to 3D. Legends Arceus felt like that send off from the linear Pokemon that we knew now to an open-ended area, because again, this is an open world game, and I feel like if there are gyms, I kind of hope there are. I know some people are tired of gyms, but I kind of feel like exhaustion with gyms came with the feeling of linearity, and I feel like if we're able to challenge the gyms in any order we want this time around, then people will kind of love gyms, especially if the levels scale with you, like the level and Pokemon scale with you and the trainers on the routes. That might be a lot of work, but I feel like if the main obstacles, the main bosses, the gym leaders, the Elite Four, the champion, I feel like if they all scale with you, then the game will be amazing. And then of course we have a lot of it's Spain, so we can have like all these cool themes for gyms and stuff. And I'm gonna go ham on the leak season or the speculation season. I'm gonna be like Ruffle Rowley. I'm gonna go on 4chan and find any rumor I can and turn that into a video. Like, you guys don't know, I'm excited because I'm a YouTuber now, and I get to be here during the hype season. I wasn't there. My favorite hype season was probably X and Y and Sun and Moons, but I feel like now that I get to be here with an audience and grow and see, all these cool things during a hype season, like, I hope it's not like Sword and Shields where it was very vacant, but now that we get to be here during the hype season, I feel like this is going to be a great 9 months. It's going to be a great 9 months up until preferably I think it's gonna come out in November, because it's been November since like Oras, so I feel like it's gonna be a November title, as that's like the norm these days. So it's gonna be a great 9 months leading up to it. Hopefully like Gen 7 doesn't happen and the final Evos get leaked and we all like believe it's fake until it's real. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna have a follow-up video, of course. Pokemon took up a lot of this video. Sorry, Digimon, but Pokemon took up a lot of this video. Again, I'm really happy that this is happening. We're in Gen 9. That's so crazy to think about. That sounds like a 2023 thing, but it's not. We're in Gen 9, and I couldn't be happy to be here with you guys. If you guys want to see more content like this, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, and I will see you guys when I see you. All right. Cheers to a great new generation.